Welcome to Weed Wednesdays, produced by International Broadcast Media, better known as IBM.tv. I'm your host, Jeff Eichen, human rights advocate and social activist fighting for government deregulation of weed and the release of all nonviolent criminals incarcerated for possession of marijuana, moving violations, parking tickets, IRS debt, etc. Here on WEEDSdays, we keep the public informed about all things weed related, including festivals and legislation surrounding regulating the growth of hemp. Today, my guests are...
There's something happening here. There's something happening here.
No, it's right now. We're online right now. Let me send you on the text the right. We're talking to Bruce Margolin, everybody. We're really proud to have him, and I'm going to send him another link. When I send you this link, let me see here. Nugent, can you send me the link to get him on, to get Bruce on the chat, please? Hello, everybody. Welcome to Weed Wednesdays. We got Bruce Margolin in the green room and some surprise guests here. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm gonna send you this new link here on a text message, and it's gonna go right here. Boom, boom, and there you go. So. StreamYard-based live studio professionals. That's the one. So click on that and we're good. Okay. Did it just come to your phone? It's 12 o'clock right now, 12:04. So we're on, everybody. We're talking to Bruce Margolin, and he's going to try to get into the green room, and we'll see you in a minute, Bruce. Nugent, they're asking me for a password when he goes into YouTube. Continue on StreamYard, yes. There's no password. Just go on StreamYard and you'll get in. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, we're on live TV, and it's really beautiful to welcome you all. I'm trying to get all my other guests on, and so I guess that's something for me and my back alley team to make a video on how for our teams to get on so they're not in the dark. So anyways, we've got some really great surprises today, and whoever comes on will be part of our show today. I'm really blessed to be part of the solution and to be advocating the Hemp Hooray, Jack Herer, no terror, like terror, Jack Herer, but he wasn't terror. He was just the first one to write the book on ending prohibition, getting people out of jail, the POWs for pot. I mean, it's ridiculous that we're still in this. And I want to tell you a little bit about the ICBC conference that was yesterday. So welcome everybody to another Hump Day or WEEDSday. Okay, so it's not Hemp Day. It's not Hump Day. It's Hemp Day. So today, before getting started, I would like to thank our sponsors, Kimberly Calhoun from Money Masters and IBM.tv for letting us go global. So we're really excited there. And Nugent Fain or Fawn, or I'll get that right one of these days, for being our field producer. And he's in the back helping us with our banners and being sure that all the technical bleeps are happening. And that's it. I'd like to share with you today. I'd like to share with you our ICBC hero, which is Alex Rogers, producer of the ICBC. That's the International Cannabis Business Conference. And they had their first live stream yesterday, and it was really beautiful. They had Rick Steves on there. They had Tommy Chong, and I was a viewer, and we need more volume on the story. So look at this. Look at our team, everybody. We have a great big team. We're very professional, and we want to end prohibition, everybody. We want to end and we want to re-legalize marijuana. It's just that important. Look at these beautiful people here. Let's see if I can enlarge that and show you that all those people, John Sally, former world champion basketball player, and all these other people are lawyers and activists and medical people, just to tell you that nobody should be in jail for a plant. So I'm going to tell you today that we have on our roundtable, we have Chris Conrad, cannabis Golan, plant lawyer, and Amy Pova from the Can Do Clemency. And our surprise guest, he's already in, and I guess we can start with our surprise guest. Let's go back to the show, everybody, and welcome
How
Jeff.
you doing?
Hey, so we got Jeff Mazansky, everybody, today, and no matter who else gets in, we'll be blessed to have Jeff today. And Jeff was, well, I have, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? I'm going to grab my big poster here, and Jeff was my first interviewee, person in prison that they allowed me to go film. And since then, Jeff has come home, and we want to welcome you home. And how long have you been free, Jeff?
Going on 5 years now.
And how long were you in?
2 months short of 22 years.
So you were in for 21.9, 21.8?
There you go.
So this is Jeff Mazansky, everybody, from Lifers the Movie. And that's my movie. Everybody, you can see my movie on lifersthemovie.com. So we want to thank, again, ICBC for having me in Vancouver this year. And they go all over the world to talk about reform and to talk about, well, I'm going to tell it how it is. A lot of these conferences don't mention reform, or they don't get into it deeply. But now that we have the blessings of Tommy Chong, Rick Steves, and some of the Hollywood people that can make things louder and help us to end prohibition, we can bring more people home. Jeff, when you came out after 21 years of being in prison, were you on parole? Does that mean that you can't get a job?
I was on parole. I'm no longer on parole, but I had a life without sentence to start with. I was never supposed to get out. But they had me on parole, and there was no time limit on it. But the parole officer looked at my case and everything and said I didn't need to be on parole. So a little short of 3 years being on it, they got me off of it completely. So I'm a free man now, just like everybody else. I just lost some of my rights, like being able to go hunt and things like that. But hey, I'm out here in the free world. Where all of our brothers and sisters should be.
Because nobody should be in jail for a nonviolent act.
Amen.
And tell us about 3 strikes.
Well, on your 3 strikes, of course, you know, you get picked up one time, you get told, well, just go ahead. And in my case, this was, just go ahead and plead guilty. You get slapped on hand, pay a little fine, and that's it. You're done with. And then you get caught again, and they basically tell you the same thing. Well, you know, maybe do your probation or something like that. It's a cheaper way out. And when you're middle class or lower class, you don't have the money to fight City Hall the way a lot of people with money do. So you go ahead and you take the deal. Well, the 3rd strike comes along, and which nobody told you about in the first place, and all of a sudden you go from a regular sentence to a enhancement from a, in my case, went from a Class B to a Class A, and then they did it under a 195, which made it impossible for parole. So I ended up with a life without sentence for a little bit of weed I had in my pocket.
So that was life without parole for a third strike. How much weed did they catch you with?
Well, I only had about 3.5 grams, but there was
So that's
some,
less than a joint.
yeah, but there was, some other people there that did have some, and although they were speaking another language that they in court came out that I didn't speak and didn't understand, they claimed I was part of what they were doing, and the courts did, I'm saying. And the one guy that did take a charge off of that come back from jail, and of course you're in jail and you're a witness, they're not going to believe anything, so they basically found me guilty with no evidence. It's called acting in concert, which is it really really doesn't make any sense. But if in that type of situation, but it came into effect when you had all the bank robbers running around and you had your driver out in a car waiting. Well, they could get the bank robbers and put all them in prison if need be, but the driver, the only thing they could get him for was your traffic violations. So they expanded it to where you know about the crime or did anything to help with the crime, then basically you can be charged with the same charge. It doesn't make no sense. Nowadays, if you're standing with somebody or you go into a place and they rob it and they shoot somebody, you are just as guilty as the person that pulled the trigger, and you're going to do just as much time, if not more.
Well, we have Bruce Margolin in the green room, and we're going to bring him on soon. Bruce has probably, I don't know if it's 40 or 50 or 30 years, been one of Los Angeles's most active and incredible cannabis lawyers. And so we're really excited about him. Did we lose Jeff? Oh, there you are. Okay, fantastic. So Bruce will give us a few little anecdotes and some answers to if there's still three strikes. Do you know if there's still three strikes? Jeff?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello. How you doing?
Can you hear me? Your phone is breaking up. I don't know if it's my phone or yours, but it keeps breaking up, so I can't hear you clearly, unfortunately. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we have
can you hear
Bruce.
me?
We can hear you, Bruce.
I can't hear Jeff, but I can hear you.
You're breaking up on your end is breaking up.
We got you, Bruce.
I don't know what to do.
Okay.
Is that any
All right,
better?
I'll do my best. Let's keep trying. Yeah, a little better. Yeah, I turn the volume down as much as I can because I know that sometimes interferes, but it doesn't seem to be working.
Can you hear me,
You
Bruce?
guys are breaking up. Does anybody else have that problem?
Can you hear
now?
me, Bruce?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic.
So we'll
Welcome,
try.
Bruce
Okay.
Margolin. Welcome, Bruce Margolin. He's our cowboy from
Well, thank you.
Los Angeles, and we're really blessed to have you, Bruce. Tell us a little bit about what your specialty is. What's your specialty?
Well, I've defended more marijuana cases than any lawyer in the United States for openers. I've also been down for the cause since I started my practice in 1967, starting an organization to legalize marijuana called CAMP. I ran for public office many times, state assembly, governor, and all that under the marijuana legalization platform. I've been head of NORML in Los Angeles since 1973, and I've done a lot of work in the area, so I'm proud to say that because I'm down for the cause. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Hey, well, we're so proud of you that you've been around
for.
Yeah, we've got you. We've got you. So we're so proud of you, and we're blessed to have you on our team. Jeff Mazansky, if he can come back. Are you there, Jeff? So we have Jeff Mazansky somewhere in the darkness there, and he was in jail for 21-9 for 3 strikes. And do you know if there's
29 years?
21-9.
He was in jail since 21-9.
for 21
He's
years
oh, he's
and
still in
9
jail
months.
now?
No, Jeff Mazansky's home. He
In
was
9
in my
months.
movie, and we helped to bring him home.
He's been in jail for 21 years. He's coming home?
He's already home. We were talking to him
Well, I
today,
can't. Okay.
and so maybe we'll get him back. But in the meantime, tell us, do they still have 3-strike rule anywhere in the United States?
Yes. They still have it. It's got to be for serious or violent offenses. But one time, any felony qualified, even a marijuana case qualifies as a 3rd strike. But thank goodness we got that overturned after a couple of initiatives. So it had to be a violent or serious felony to be justified for the 3rd strike with 2 priors the same kind.
So we
Or
definitely
sexual offenses.
there's no more 3 strikes on pot.
No. Hasn't been for about 10 years now.
That's fantastic. Well, we're really blessed. Once we get Jeff Mazansky back on, he's an incredible soul and a great poster child for the movement. And we're going to be doing more
Yeah.
filming and more interviews as we get going here on our IBM.tv show.
Okay. Anyway, let's go back to the 3-strike situation. I was very upset about it because Arnold Schwarzenegger put out $2 million of his own money, I guess, to appease all his buddies in the army, in the jails, the cops. And he got, amongst other people, to go on radio like the night before, including Jerry Brown, who's warned it was a big danger to change the law, okay? And I was very upset at Jerry Brown. He called me later on to ask me to help him with his campaign for lieutenant governor. I told him I didn't feel comfortable. I knew him well over the years. I told him I couldn't just forget that. I mean, how could he do that, you know? And he said, "Oh, well, I have all these people in my community. They'll come back from jail. My community will be flooded with 3 strikers." That didn't seem like a legitimate reason, okay, to go on the air and fight. Until we lost that first campaign, but the second campaign we went through, and thank goodness we don't have that anymore. That was terribly, terribly unjust. I mean, just unbelievable, actually. And people did go to jail for marijuana on the 3rd strike.
On the 1st strike, they went in for life.
But I can't hear you.
They went in for life.
On the 3rd strike, if they had two prior serious or violent felonies and picked to put them in jail for 25 to life.
And that's because marijuana is a Schedule 1.
But
And
I can't hear you. You can't hear me. This is not working.
Yeah, no, it's working. We're doing
It's
fine.
not working. I can't hear you. You're breaking up or off.
We're doing fine. So
I can't hear
so marijuana is a Schedule 1 drug,
you.
and cocaine
No,
is
I
Schedule 2, correct?
I can't hear you. Every time you say something, it breaks up. It's better, but maybe I'm online. I mean, I've got a big fan on my screen. I don't know, bro. I'm bummed out.
No, you're here, man. We're doing okay.
But we got this far. That's good.
Yeah, we're going good. Jeff, I want you to meet Bruce Margolin. Do we have Jeff's sound, Nugent? So within our technical difficulties today, we have 2 incredible activists today. We'll get their sounds back. We're waiting for Amy Povat to try to get in. So that's the luck of the draw, everybody, with some of the, let's see. So you can hear all of us, everybody? Let's see here. Okay. Give us a shout, Jeff. Okay, I can't hear Jeff Nugent. Is there a way that I can get his sound on a, I go to cam and mics, eyeglasses, high definition, audio, default, default speaker, virtual speaker, default snow. That's all we're doing here. So it's an issue on your end, Jeff, about the microphone. And Bruce, I guess, is taking a hike to the maybe to the dispensary. And so we're just really excited to be the voice of reason, be the voice of having people come home. Look at this beautiful man, Jeff Mazansky, who was in jail, everybody, for 21/9. Okay. Jeff, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Jeff? Log out and log back in is what Nugent says. Okay? Just log out and log back in. Okay? All the way, there you go. So today we're talking to Jeff Mazansky and the cannabis lawyer, Bruce Margolin, who's one of the most decorated cannabis lawyers, plant lawyers in the country. He said that he's helped more people than anybody, than any other lawyer in the business. And once we get our bugs worked out today, we'll help to free more people. I mean, just look, I'm going to share, let's see if I can get a picture of Jeff Mazansky here. Jeff was in my movie Lifer's Madness, and it was so amazing to have an experience with Jeff in prison. I went to prison, and let's see here. So I'm going to open this up here and show you a picture of Jeff here. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to show you this picture here, everybody. So we got Jeff back in here, and I'm going to share my screen, everybody. And here we go. Boom, 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 and there we go. So I'm going to go back here. So this is Jeff in prison when I was totally, I flew out to Missouri, and I went to the prison that Jeff was in, and he was one of my first prisoners that I interviewed, and that I helped to make the governor more aware of the situation, that nobody should be in jail for a plan. And this was at the Missouri State Correctional Center in 2015. Jeff's been out for 5 freaking years, and he's also, his parole's been lifted. So I want to share that with you, everybody, that this is a photograph from the inside, okay? And now we got Jeff back here. Can you hear me, Jeff? I still have no volume on you, but you can, I'll do yes and no questions, and you can shake your head yes or no. So we have Jeff Mazansky on. Tell us, or not tell us, did you go to the parole board year after year? And how many times did you go to the parole board to ask for your release? Was just once? Because if you asked more often, they would say no. Okay. So we need somebody to do hand signals so everybody can hear. So somehow or other, I'm getting Nugent, my back office person, to say you turned your mic off somehow. Jeff, yeah, somehow your mic is off, and we're getting Bruce back. Log out and log back in. Here comes Bruce again. So somehow your mic is turned off, Jeff. Because it's not on our side. There you go. And Bruce, you can turn your mic on too now and come on in. We're excited to have you. This platform is normally very easy and very beautiful. So hello. Bruce? Can you hear me, Bruce? Can you hear me, Jeff? Okay. So I hear somebody.
Hello?
That's
Hi,
Jeff.
can
Okay,
you hear me?
I got Bruce. Now, Jeff, you talk. I still don't have any Jeff, but I got Bruce. So we'll hang out here. Just know, everybody, that this gentleman sitting next to the stairs in his house in Missouri was in jail for 21 years and 9 months. This gentleman that's online, and we're going to get him on again. We'll bring him on again. And we want to talk to the same people every week so we can have a consistent role on people that are helping to end prohibition. We want to end prohibition our lifetime, just like gay marriage. Gay marriage was a no-no. You couldn't say it on TV. It was just a counterculture, just like marijuana. And we know what marijuana does. We know it's paper, fiber, fuel, medicine, and food. So we know all the beautiful things about marijuana. And we want to invite Bruce and Jeff to come on whenever they want onto my show, and we'll work out the bugs behind the scenes, and we'll get it better. And I'm just really blessed that that we are the voice, that we are helping to make you realize that cocaine is a Schedule II drug. You get less imprisonment for cocaine than you do for marijuana. And what's the deal? Cocaine is way more addicting, way more incredibly not useful, like medicine, like paper, like fiber, like fuel. And maybe, Nugent, you can put me on full screen. That would be great. So I'm really blessed that we have behind the scenes here and somebody helping me. And until we work out the bugs, everybody, we're super excited to be part of the solution. Our reformers are many. We have Amy Povas. She was trying to get in today, and maybe there's just an issue today with the system. But we're gonna keep talking and keep sharing with you for a complete hour. We have a half an hour left, actually. So we hope Amy comes on. Let's see. Amy is there, but she's not coming on. Can't get it to work yet. How great. Okay. So Amy is not on. So for me to tell you a little bit about what I know is that when I went to the Drug Policy Alliance, Jeff Mazansky was there on the year he got out, and that's the DPA, drugpolicy.org. And they said to not deschedule marijuana, where you go from Schedule 1, which you get thrown in jail for life for a plant. They said that they wanted to re-legalize marijuana. If you re-legalize marijuana, everybody, and cannabis, and for the medicine and for the industrial aspects of it, then what happens is that we put an end, obviously, to the drug war, and by re-legalizing it, even Jeff Mazansky, who is our guest today, will come home a free man and no record and can get a job. Because right now, if you're a Schedule 1 holder, which is Jeff was in jail for 2 or 3 grams for less than a joint. That was his 3rd strike. Need I say more? Cocaine, rape, murder. Murder gets like 20 years. And Jeff had life without parole. So my job is to let you all know that this is still happening. Okay. And Bruce says there's still, Bruce Margolin, our beautiful lawyer guest in cannabis lawyer from Los Angeles for all these years, he says that there's still 3 strikes, but not for marijuana. So thank God that we're moving in a direction to where we can re-legalize. We can re-legalize marijuana. Okay, we want to re-legalize marijuana. I'm working on a case right now with Michael Thompson, and Michael Thompson is one of the sweetest gentlemen on the planet, and he's been in jail for over 25 years for 3 pounds. And he was a booking agent for Aretha Franklin. So these are not private. This is not private information. It's that I flew all the way out to be with him. I was in Muskegon, and I went in with Kimberly, the lawyer, and she drove 6 hours, and we went and visited him, and we got these photos. We got 2 photos. They weren't going to let us take any photos, no interviews. And so I have an interview that I'll post online that I made outside of the correctional center. And so it was quite a day. It was quite an amazing experience. And we want Michael Thompson to come home. There's so many more. And the ones that are out with Amy's help and with George Monterano, who was in jail for 33 years for pot, we'll have him on as a guest. So one by one, we will share with you the glory of them coming home, and we'll show you the hypocrisy of 33 states being legal now, medical getting more legal. There's still not a perfect sense of everything being okay for us in the industry, okay? In the choir, when there's a choir singing, "We are the world, we are the children," we have to really realize that we are, and it's up to us to get louder. We can drown out the dark, which are the people that think marijuana is evil. Which, are you joking? You know, if you compare it to anything else, cocaine or alcohol, you can realize that somebody's in jail for life without the possibility for parole still, while marijuana is becoming legal. So we need to support, to fund projects, and to listen. I know that we're all dealing with racial issues these days, but can you imagine, you know, the feeling for somebody in jail for life that's a sweetheart, that is a cannabis advocate? That was their medicine, okay? And they didn't go in jail for 5 million, pounds flying in a private airplane or in a boat. They went in for life for a 3rd strike. And so now that Bruce has cleared up that and told us that marijuana patients don't get that anymore, we're moving in a good direction. But my theory and my concept to bring really sweetheart people home is the hypocrisy that it's legal in 33 states and around the world. We'll get to Portugal and to Uruguay in a minute, and we'll tell you that we need to end our POWs, our pot POWs, our cannabis POWs. We need to end that now. And with the help of the ICBC, of Alex Roger and his team, we're so proud of you, Alex. We're so happy that you're part of the solution, and that you're advocating for the knowledge. And so for me, I'm so blessed that we have IBM.tv. It's over there. See if I can virtually get that. So IBM.tv is going global, and we're so blessed that we can speak about countries like Portugal and Uruguay. Uruguay was the first country that decriminalized and re-legalized and made marijuana sovereign, free. They freed the plant. And then Portugal, several years ago now, I was at the Oregon Country Fair and I heard this walking down the path that Portugal just re-legalized all non-pharmaceutical drugs. So by re-legalizing all pharmaceutical drugs, including marijuana, it allowed people, they had rules, you couldn't just grow it, out of your balcony with 25 plants and start making money. But there's always a solution. There's always a way. And for Jeff Mazansky, who we had on earlier today, to be in jail for weed for 21 years and 9 months. George Monterano, who we'll have on, who's a sweetheart also, and somebody that I assisted to come on board and to be part of the solution. So let's see here if I can get my my camera back on to my YouTube here. I pulled it open when I got a call from Bruce, and then so I'm really blessed that that we have this moment in time where things are changing. Okay, if we got gay marriage to the Supreme Court, gay marriage went all the way to the Supreme Court, and now you can get married legally, okay, for your gender. We have all of these racial issues that we're thinking about and talking about today and yesterday and forevermore now. And so Martin Luther King would be very proud to be walking during this time. And so same with Jack Herer. We had Dan Herer on our show a couple weeks ago, Jack's son, and he's totally a wonderful activist and following in his father's footsteps. He's the gentle side of Dad, because Jack Herer was amazingly animated, and he would say, paper, fiber, fuel, medicine, and food. And he would punch a hole in the microphone and scream it. Why is somebody in jail for something I just did 5 minutes ago? So now that it's free in January, we're not going to talk about COVID right now. It's not part of this episode. In January, I said my new word is hypocrisy. So that's my new word for the situation now. We can even have hypocrisy on our little banner down below. If you want to roll some banners for us, Nugent, and hypocrisy, and put my, let's see, people can find me at LIF1. Okay. And you can put my website down in the banner also. So we're really proud to talk about this, to make it louder, and to talk about Portugal. Let's find out. Let's interview some people from Portugal. I don't need to really go anymore to all these countries to be there to interview Dr. Machulam in Israel. Let's get them on my show. If you have any ideas, or you have, people that you want to have interviewed on my show, to bring them on, we want to get louder. And I was told that the media is so dark with negativity that the positive signs need to get louder. Those of us that are singing, we are the world, we are the children, let's make a better day and let's start living. So that's my really big push here, is to allow people. You can go to my site, lifersamovie.com, and you can email me from there. And I'm really excited to have people come out and come to our show and be with us. So it's really beautiful, and we're honored to be one of the voices. Remember, I was sharing with you that that Alex Rogers from the ICBC International Cannabis Business Conference, he goes everywhere. They have a show in Germany. They have a show I think in Sweden. I'm not sure, and maybe Portugal. I don't know. But we want to have these people on. So we want to get people from Portugal to let us know what's going on there, how it's going now that they've decriminalized all non-pharmaceutical drugs. You can't go to jail anymore in Portugal for marijuana or pot. I mean, if it was the cause for you doing something illegal, then possibly. But from me to you, marijuana is the lighter side of all the mind altering drugs. You know, don't drive, be careful, don't have it on you, take care of your lights on your license plate on your cars so you don't get pulled over. You know, and even when you're coming home from a legal dispensary, have all your lights, have your car in perfect condition, because you don't want to talk to that guy, you know. And if you do get in stopped for you know, for a you know, for traffic violation, know your rights. So there's many sites online to know your rights. Go to Normal. Bruce Margolin was saying he's been a chapter member or an advocate for for 20, 30 some odd years. We would love to have Bruce come back and get a better stream and tell us more about that, about Normal. So there you can probably find the rules of going out of your house. So, you know, if you're coming home from the dispensary, which is legal, there's still rules. I was told by one of my local officers on a great conversation one day, and they told me that you're allowed to have a certain amount of weed, marijuana, cannabis in your car, but it needs to be in the trunk, not open next to you. Now, if you just came from the store and you have unopened small amounts in little packages in Washington State, where I live, that's fine. But know your laws, so you're always taken care of, and you can get home and do your medicine. I'm really excited. Let's see. We just had a message from Chris. Let's see. So that was me texting Chris Conrad. Everybody seems to be on a WEEDSday break here. So sometimes this channel gets a little bit floaty, you know, because we're talking about the enhancement of your PTSD. And since marijuana and cannabis is medicine, paper, fiber, plastic, fuel, hemp oil, hemp seeds, hempcrete, you can build homes out of it. I just want, for sure, to end prohibition, to re-legalize, like they said at the Drug Policy Alliance conferences that I went to, drugpolicy.org. Re-legalize marijuana. Don't decriminalize it. Decriminalizing it will not do very much for us, but re-legalizing it will allow our prisoners to come home without a record. They can get work. Totally. And I have another friend working on a project, and he wants to bring homeless to marijuana plantations and for them to get work there. Okay. And there's a way to be screened, and they're going to have a whole system. But this could be huge If we had marijuana toilet paper, hemp toilet paper, that's $1 billion industry. I mean, don't think I thought of it, and there might be a company or two out there doing it, but I want $100 worth of their stock, because once we get rolling, it's important for your children to grow up on the farm and to have that their crop. There's fruit, there's vegetables, there's all types of food on the planet that are incredibly incredible to have and to grow. But marijuana in 1937 was made illegal, and people went to jail for it, and they're in jail next to hardened criminals, rapers, and murderers. And I have nothing against gang members. I have nothing against the issues that we're dealing with right now. I want justice for the police and for the people that are affected by the current status and situation. So all of this is for a reason, everybody. Everybody that is tuning into my show will get more and more, what do they call them? When you get a testimonials. We never prescribe medicine on this show. We never tell you that works. That will get rid of your cancer. That will get rid of your pain. But what I do bring on, and I'm really excited about that, is I bring people on that can tell you what it has done and how it's helped them with their PTSD. And some of the doctors that have studied the receptors in the brain that say cannabinoid reacts to the PTSD receptor. Lord knows I'm not a microbiologist, and I can't go in all the way to explain to you how they found the PTSD receptor. But if it was between tobacco and alcohol, or opiates, oxycodone, codone, who cares? If it's between those three, getting you better from PTSD, forget it. I just had a friend leave the planet, and he was a incredible soul, and he was on tobacco, the white man's tobacco. So I'm really blessed to be the voice here and to have our show. Thank you, Kimberly Calhoun. Thank you, Money Masters and IBM.tv for allowing us to be on. And we'll work out the bugs, everybody, from today's show and from future shows. We've got just a few minutes. We've got 8 minutes on here. I just got a text from Chris, and I think he's going to bow. Let's see. Okay, so he says, it's really enough time. Give me my best. Okay, give my best to Bruce and remind him it's a 30th anniversary of the original California initiative. Okay, so that initiative 30 years ago was given to me, and I walked it. I walked that initiative. I flew to Sacramento and walked their initiative to the state capitol. And the lady that was taking the initiative from me, from my hand, I was wearing khakis and my alligator shirt. Those people were that woman, that lady that took my initiative, and it became legal because I've been on it that long, everybody. She asked me if she could have my pin, my button. This is, what is this here? This is that's my Bernie pin. So, but she had my button that said, hemp will save America. And it's the old school hemp leaf over the planet Earth. And it was one of the first I guess, businesses, and they made shirts, and we just need to be louder, everybody. We need to wear more shirts about re-legalizing it and getting our prisoners home free. Free Lance Glore, free whoever is your main, your main person that you want to help to come home. Right now I'm working to bring Michael Thompson home. Love that guy. Have many interviews with him. I'll share an interview with him with you guys maybe next week with Michael Thompson. So, and we're getting closer with Michael. So having Jeff Mazansky on today was spectacular. And we'll get a better and easier method for them to come on board that makes more sense. So be sure you have a clean Wi-Fi signal and then come on board. It seems that the phones today, phone technology hasn't stepped up, but that doesn't mean I endorse 5G. So don't get me started on that. Just letting you know that be close to your Wi-Fi router if you're coming on with your phone, everybody, and we'll have some good streaming and some streamers. So we're really proud of Amy, Chris Conrad, Jeff Mazansky, and Bruce Margolin. We'll have Amy on next week with a guest, and we'll suss out their internet and be sure that we have a sound check. And so my apologies for not being able to have a full-on conversation with Bruce and Jeff today, but just know that Lifer's Madness, the movie, from my poster right there, that's the deal here on Weed Wednesdays, is that Lifer's Madness, the movie, is my movie, and you can find it on lifersthemovie.com. And I'm really blessed to be able to share that with you and to bring it home and to let you know that it's really an important, incredible time to stop the hypocrisy. Remember, I told you earlier today that in January of this year, January 1st, I said my new word for the year is hypocrisy. And since marijuana is becoming legal all over the world, Portugal, Uruguay, and America, nobody should be in jail for a plant. I also learned at the Drug Policy Alliance conference that it's not the drug war anymore, everybody. Can anybody think what it is? It's the war on people. So that's exactly where they're marching about these days. They're marching about the war on people. And we have to stop that. We have to stop the division bell. That was a Pink Floyd album, the division bell. So there's a bell you got to ring to bring people back together. We got to ring the Wuhan gong and send the virus out to the universe. But in the meantime, keep our focus, our laser focus on our prisoners. Our prisoners are really important to me and to their families. And we saw Jeff Mazansky on today and for a short while. And Jeff is totally a sweetheart and missed his family for 21 years and 8 or 9 months. And so I'm just super excited. I got my COVID haircut here, which I haven't had a haircut, but I heard Deb is back, and we're going into phase 2, I guess, in my little town here. And I heard that I can go get a haircut. So keep my beard trim, everybody, and loving you up on the reform word. And that's all I know is thanks to Kardashians. We'll get Amy on next week, and everybody else. Pray tuned. Be all you can to speak out. And if you are a 420 advocate, you can also donate to our cause at Lifers and Movies. You can also email me direct, and I'll give you my PayPal. That's to help production. That's to help us get to more prisons when they allow us to do that. I mean, just think about the elders. They don't let any visitors anymore into the retirement homes. That's a bummer. But can you imagine a retirement home with that's rainbow? That's one of my biggest hopes. So if I ever go to one, we can have smoking parties. We can have rainbow wheelchairs. And not everyone's just going to be, oh, I'm old, nobody visits me. We're going to have parties. We're going to, you know, I heard that, let's see here. What's the artist's name? His name was, let's see, I'm trying to remember the artist's name. That, well, I can go back to another artist. Is that Mountain Girl was on a friend of mine's Weed show, and she was Jerry Garcia's partner for quite a while. So there's a shout out to Mountain Girl to come on my show, and we'd love to have your assistance on retirement homes, rainbow retirement homes. That would be great. So you can, you know, I mean, we know, or the people that come on, because I can't say it, but they come on and they say it's helped them with their joints, the CBD, the cannabinoids, the cannabis does have, in theory, because I can't get in trouble here, some healing aspects. The salve, the cream, the lotions, and however you want to ingest it. It's a beautiful plant that has so much going for it, and we just want to bless everybody for becoming more knowledgeable. Find out, go to Normal, your local Normal or your online Normal, and get some flyers, print them out, and let's get the medicine to our retirement homes and end the hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is my biggest word for the day and for the year, and nobody should be in jail for a plant. That's what Lifer's Madness, the movie, is all about. I'm going to sign out today, and I'm going to give you my 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, and 1, or 3, 2, and F Schedule 1. We don't want Schedule 1 anymore, everybody. And we want to be like Portugal. So one day I'll find somebody in Portugal to tell us how it's going there, and to get some Uruguayans and to tell us how it's going there after all these years of having it, and see if we can mimic them and become part of that movement where we decriminalize all non-pharmaceuticals. Then the price will come down. I mean, there should never be a price war or a vaccine that's going to, you know, be glued on to all this. So I'm really excited to be part of the solution, everybody. Again, sorry to keep hampering that, but I want you to be part of the solution. So remember, 3, 2, 1, or 3, 2, F Schedule 1. You know, so this is Jeff Eichen, lifersamovie.com. You can find my site, and we're building a new one. And as soon as I raise enough dough to finish that site, you can donate there, or you can PayPal me when I get your email. So that's it. That's all I have to say today. And thank you, my guests, for doing the best you can, and for Jeff Pozansky being free, and for Bruce Margolin, who came on, who's the cannabis activist from LA, my buddy for 25 years, for Bruce assisting and helping everybody in the 420 category forever. Thank you so much, Jeff Eichen. Hemp Hemp Hooray. Welcome to Weed Wednesdays, produced by International Broadcast Media, better known as IBM.tv. I'm your host, Jeff Eichen, human rights advocate and social activist fighting for government deregulation of weed and the release of all nonviolent criminals incarcerated for possession of marijuana, moving violations, parking tickets, IRS debt, etc. Here on Weeds Day, we keep the public informed about all things weed related, including festivals and legislation surrounding regulating the growth of hemp. Today, my guests are
There's something happening